I will tell you a story that happened in a large village. Now it is a small village, but before it was a rich village with a church, a school, a club. Then the youth parted, leaving almost only the old people. This story happened many, many years ago, when my old grandmother Agnes was still a girl. On the edge of the village, near the forest, lived an old grandmother Varvara. The locals said that she was a witch. She treated animals, told fortunes and helped girls and women get rid of unwanted pregnancies. The old people said that many years ago Varvara, having arrived in the village, worked as a midwife, and then they sent a young paramedic and a nurse, and Varvara was no longer needed. That's when she started to dabble in magic. It seems that Varvara helped the villagers, but at the same time they did not like her. She almost did not communicate with anyone. Her house stood in the distance, but her garden and vegetable garden aroused envy. Grandmother Agnes was then 11 years old. She went with her girlfriends at night looking to guess at Varvara. A secret from her mother, of course, otherwise she would have been hit on the back with a cane. The girls brought mushrooms and berries to the witch, asked to tell fortunes about the suitors and fate. At first, Varvara did not want to tell fortunes to the children, and then she accepted the gifts and told the fate in everyone's ear. She predicted to my grandmother hunger and need, that she would lose all her brothers in a great battle, and it's true that they all died during the war, that she would marry for love, and the children would be good, but all would almost disappear because of the snake, apparently, green serpent, alcohol. I must admit that the girls were not particularly impressed by the predictions, and they went home dissatisfied. And after a couple of months, animals began to die and crop failure happened. Who is to blame? Of course the witch was blamed. In vain they tried to calm the crowd. Why believe in children's fairy tales? The crowd was relentless, kindled hatred for Barbara and the first handsome man of the village, Gandalf. He had his own resentment. He loved the daughter of the chairman, the beautiful Nadine. He wanted to marry, and the windy beauty not only refused him and was going to marry the city, but also got rid of the witch's work-up child. The angry crowd went to the witch's house. The door and windows were boarded up, overlaid with brushwood and set on fire. The witch burned down along with the house. Time passed, and rumors began to circulate in the village. The witch's ghost now walks in the place of the witch's house. If you see a ghost, be in trouble. If a man sees, he will die soon, and if a woman sees, she will lose her child. Whether this is true or not, I don't know. Only the locals began to bypass the burnt place. A couple of decades later, the witches wanted to build a new club on the site of the house, but the construction did not work out. On the second day a log fell on the carpenter. A couple of days later, 2 more builders, young guys, drowned in the river. The construction was stopped. They decided to fix the old club. Thus, another legend appeared that the witch did not allow the club to be built on the site of her house. Then there were rumors that at night the ghost of a witch walks around the village, scaring children, destroying animals. The ghost walks stopped only in the 80s. Then a young guy came to the village, as it turned out, an old relative of the witch. Well, they didn't tell him that lynching was committed against Varvara, they just told about the fire. He didn't even ask, he just put a wooden cross on the site of the burnt house. Then he stayed in the village and started a family. Today, the story of the witch is another legend of my beloved village. Believe in it or not, you decide.
Thank you for your attention. Subscribe to the channel.